In the frigid landscape of northern Alaska, troops from the U.S. Army's 11th Airborne Division are training to defend the Arctic from Russia and China. They call themselves the Arctic Angels.
We're prepared to, address any threat that we're needed to, that the nation asks us to. Specifically, we are focused on the Arctic.
I mean, this is tip of the spear, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be important for your training and command.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting out here, it builds grit, it builds a physical and mental strength in the soldier, understanding that your equipment is going to keep you alive.
The weather is unforgiving. Temperatures dipping to 50 below zero, waist-deep snow, and winds that could bring frostbite within minutes.
Launching.
But now there is a new threat hovering above their heads.
200 feet. Good job.
These soldiers are training for the dawn of drone warfare.
So this year was the first year that we got as much emphasis and as much push on it. So we have more drones now than we ever had in the past. We've had drones before, but the emphasis has definitely ramped up given the technology and world events, how everything's maturing.
This is the new reality for the U.S., its allies, and adversaries, demonstrated in deadly terms by the war in Ukraine, where drones now account for the vast majority of casualties. Ukrainian and Russian forces now deploy airborne drones, which can ram into and destroy aircraft, blow up tanks and armored vehicles, and even rain down flammable chemicals on personnel. Ukrainian sea drones defeated Russia's once feared Black Sea Fleet. And today, ground drones are patrolling the battlefield like deadly sci-fi robots. China has been watching and learning. It is testing these armed robot dogs.
Pick up.
Now, the U.S. is integrating drones into every aspect of training for war. And in the Arctic, they are being battle tested.
How much are you learning from Ukraine, the war in Ukraine?
Right. So there's absolutely lessons learned that we pull in. And there's innovations that happen out there, on the battlefield at a very rapid rate. So we're constantly seeing what's going on over there, monitoring what's going on over there. And we have also some similar things in the environment going on in the Arctic. So in Ukraine, they often talk about the mud season versus the frozen season. When does the ground firm up, so to speak? We have very similar conditions here in the Arctic. Precipitation like this right now has a huge impact on drones.
Drones operate in hunter-killer pairs. A surveillance drone spots the target, a killer drone takes it out.
This would be something that you would strap right on the bottom of the drone here. This was something I 3D printed just before coming out here.
Do you feel like, as you fly these around, that you're the soldier of the future to some degree, or really it's the president?
I think so. Working in tandem with the hunter as the killer, for example, it's really hard to get away from these, and being on the receiving end, it's kind of a little scary.
And here's why. Killer drones can hit 70 miles per hour, spitting out a menacing buzz reminiscent of a World War II kamikaze.
With these, it just comes screeching at you.
There's no outrunning this.
There's no outrunning them.
Yeah.
Launch, launch, launch.
Once you're detected, it's probably too late. And the hunters can detect you in more ways than one.
The thing about drones is that they got two ways to spot you. Not just seeing you on camera, but sensing you, sensing your heat signature. And that's that red spot you're seeing right now on his screen. That's me standing in the middle of the road and below freezing weather, and they can spot you from more than a mile away.
Hunters and killers. Hunter identifies the target, killer destroys it.
And the field of view is just amazing. There we are on screen. That's us. Sitting ducks.
Hypervisibility in drone warfare requires hypermobility.
So this is the Cat V cold weather all-terrain vehicle.
We can move under tree cover into the forest pretty easily. So any vehicle that's going to give you that kind of mobility and allow you to get to places that are less suspected to have people and equipment, that's going to be a great opportunity to survive.
Because the battlefield is so visible in drone warfare, if you stay in one place for too long, you're likely dead. That's where a vehicle like this comes into play. Essentially a mobile command post. It can move over all kinds of terrain in winter and summer conditions and quickly. So as I understand it, hides heat signatures.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So it's not just a visual, it's also electromagnetic and thermal. So you can use it typically to move soldiers, or I've modified mine slightly to use as a command post.
Enemy drone spotted you. How quickly can you get?
I'd say less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fact is, U.S. and NATO forces still have a great deal to learn. In the U.S. and Israeli war on Iran, multiple Iranian drones have penetrated U.S. and allies' air defenses, one striking a U.S. base, killing 6 U.S. service members. And when NATO went head-to-head with a Ukrainian drone unit in exercises last year, just 10 Ukrainian drone operators defeated a force of thousands, destroying more than a dozen armored vehicles. That was just an exercise.
You feel like you're playing catch-up to some degree?
I wouldn't say we're playing catch-up. I think we're using lessons learned there to drive the directions we go.
The focus of the 11th Airborne and the rest of the U.S. military is training to fight the real thing and win.